All right, so I'm back with another live. Let me put this up just a little bit. Okay. All right, cool. So in this video, I wanted to talk about how jealous and envious people will take you off your path. Hey, Montel. Hey. All right, so I'm going to let some more people come into the room before we start. I forgot I like the new hairstyle. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. You know, it was really hard to cut my locks off. So, Auntie! Y'all, my Aunt Nene is in the chat. Okay. All right. Oh my gosh, I can't believe you're watching me. All right, so in this video, I'm going to be talking about just something that has been a reoccurring pattern in my life. Not saying that, oh, I was always the most poppin' bitch alive. No, it's just because when I was like younger, right? I used to, hey, Nardo. So when I was younger, right? Number one, I'm the youngest of 3 kids, all right? Hey, T. Thank you. Thank you. The locks were unique, but I still love the transformation. Thank you. I do too. I really don't like it when people say, oh, the locks look better on you. You know, you can never top the locks. I'm like, so are you calling me ugly? What are you trying to say? But so yeah, when I was younger, right? Number one, okay, yeah, I'm the youngest of 3 kids. Now, this is what I think happened, right? Hey Jay. Okay, my graphic designer is giving me some advice because he got my back and my front. So I'm the youngest of 3, and my big sister is like 9 years younger than me. My brother is 4 years older than me. Wait, did I say younger? 9 years older than me. My brother's 4 years older than me, and I'm the youngest. So this is my theory. I feel like my parents treated my sister like they just wanted her to be the perfect child. They wanted to be the perfect parents for her, and they were really strict. They wanted her to be successful, you know. And I feel like looking from my perspective, that my big sister kind of got like the strictest version of my parents, right? Like, for example, my sister Taj, she has this story where she'll say, when I used to miss the bus, y'all used to make me walk to school. But when Zakia missed the bus, y'all used to take her to school every morning. And that's true. Like, I used to literally oversleep and miss the bus like every other morning. I used to oversleep so much that at school one day, the counselor had to take me out to class and ask me, was everything okay at home? Like, they were trying to see if I was okay, if I was being abused or something. And I'm like, no, I just be oversleeping. I don't know why I do that. But yeah, my parents were a lot stricter with my sister. Now, looking at my brother, okay, so he's the first boy of the family. So of course, my parents were very strict on him. And my dad is Jamaican. My mom is from New York. So us having Jamaican, like Caribbean roots, number one, we're already raised strict, like, period. Like, my parents, they were strict, but they weren't like overly strict. Yeah. So my brother, I feel like he was just bad. He was just bad. Like, he just did whatever he wanted to do. He's a crazy Scorpio. My sister's a Capricorn. And I feel like my brother like literally wore my parents out, right? Now, when it came to me, I'm the free-spirited Aquarius. Once I came in the picture, Okay, once I came into family, I feel like my parents were so over being strict parents that they literally just let me just do whatever. Like, okay, if the kid wants to do this, just let her do it. If the kid wants to cheer, let her do it. If she wants to do ballet, let her do it. Like, I was just kind of like the let her do it child, I feel like. Now, all of them, all of them had their freedom and all of them were supported, but I feel like me in particular, even though I got whoopings every day, because I was bad too. I feel like, or maybe it was just my mentality, honestly, because I really used to get whooped like every day in middle school. Like I was really bad, in like elementary school, but in high school, I was getting whooped until I was like 18. But I feel like I was able to explore myself and explore my talents a lot younger. And I feel like I was just like able to just like be like this free spirited child. And that's how I feel like that gave me a level of confidence that it just happened. Okay. So back to why I feel like I've been experiencing, envious vibes since I was little is because I feel like, and people can say, people may have their own opinions, but number one, I feel like I was a very competitive child because I was in cheering, because I did sports, because like I felt so good at everything. And I had a competitive brother and we used to always have like competitions, and me and my cousins used to always have competitions and like, let's have a drawing competition, let's have a dance competition, let's have a singing competition. So I feel like people growing up, people may have perceived me as being competitive, so that may have made people a little bit like judge me a little bit. And also, I'm not gonna lie, like I get this a lot. That's why I'm able to say this, not because I think this of myself, but I've gotten, oh my God, you're so perfect. You do everything perfect. Like I've been told that since I was little. And of course, I didn't take it as a compliment. I took it as an insult. So Cash said, I've experienced that as well, still sometimes to this day. Hold on. Okay, I've experienced that as well. Still sometimes till this day, I'm 27. I just know how to handle it better. Yes. Yes. So when I was little, right, and people used to be like, oh, you're so perfect. Why are you so perfect? You do everything good, blah, 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 blah. And they used to try to weaponize it against me. I never said anything back. I used to kind of just like, I had this reaction that was almost like I used to shut down. Like I used to act like I didn't hear it, or it used to be like, like I used to literally act like I didn't hear it because I didn't know how to respond. I didn't know how to defend myself. And I really wasn't comfortable out in public, like in public school. I really didn't make friends like that, like close friends, until fourth and fifth grade. So I was really like the shyest person in school up until like fourth and fifth grade. So yeah, like when people would weaponize my perfectness against me, I didn't know how to handle it. And I really thought that it made people not like me, right? So with that happening so young, I feel like I used to try to dim my own light on purpose, right? So I'm gonna tell y'all something that I did, and don't laugh at me because I know this is the most ridiculous thing y'all ever heard. When I was younger, right, I had this friend, and one day, like we were like supposed to be like besties, like all through elementary school. And this is like childhood trauma, I'm telling y'all, so don't judge me. So so we were both like skinny, we were dark skinned, we were tall. So we were like the skinny, dark skinned, tall girls. We can relate to each other. We was like, I got your back, you got my back. It was like an unspoken I got your back. So when we got to a certain grade, for some reason, the teacher kept sitting me next to the guy that she liked. I don't know why. I didn't choose this life. Like every single time the teacher would rearrange the seats, she would always put me next to this guy. I don't know why. Like the whole year I sat next to her crush. So I feel like she was like getting jealous of that, right? So one day she tried to embarrass me. Like, no, she embarrassed me twice. It's in front of like people at school. One time was at lunch and I was wearing a half jacket. Y'all know what a half jacket is, right? Like the denim jackets that come up to right here, and you know that they're cute or whatever. But in that grade, I guess, I was, above my time or something. I was ahead of my time. So I guess people didn't know what a half jacket was and never seen it before. So I was over here cleaning up the lunch table, right? And she goes, where's the rest of your jacket, Zakia? And like the whole table started laughing and like looking at my jacket, right? And she was like, where her jacket at? Like she was like trying to make it like a joke. Yes, a crop jacket, right? So she tried to make it a joke. She embarrassed me in front of the table. And I was just like, you know, I kept on wiping. Once again, I never defended myself. So I was just like, yeah, whatever. So then another time in class, I think I like raised my hand to answer a question, because that class, it was fun. Like we were able to like you know, interact without, you know, feeling judged or whatever. But she ruined the vibe, because after I raised my hand and answered a question, she was like, you're such a teacher's pet. And I was just like I mind you, this is like the first time I've ever really been like semi-bullied, kinda. This is the first time I've ever had shade thrown at me. So I don't know how to respond to this stuff. Like, I don't even know what's going on. Like, I have like a weird feeling in my stomach. I'm embarrassed. Like, I'm getting hot because I feel like other people are looking. Like, it's a feeling that really never leaves your mind. When someone, like the first time you experience someone embarrassing you in front of people, or trying to make you feel bad about yourself, or trying to weaponize your good qualities and turn them into negatives, right? So ever since then, y'all, I tried to reinvent myself, right? This is the first time I ever reinvented myself, like the first time I can remember. I wanted to be so far from perfect. I wanted to be so far from a teacher's pet. I wanted to be so far from that image that I tried to be bad. So what I would do, right? I would purposely talk when I wasn't supposed to talk. Like I was training myself like a bad kid. Like, okay, how do I be bad? How do I knock this perfect image that I have, right? So I would talk when I wasn't supposed to talk. When the teacher was up on in front of the classroom teaching, I would be talking to my friend. I'll be laughing with my friend on purpose, y'all. On purpose. I would be laughing with my homegirl. I would make jokes in the middle of class. Like I went from being the shyest girl in the world, Little Miss Perfect, Little Miss Teacher's Pet, to literally being like the baddest girl in class and like a class clown. I was like literally like turning myself bad. So I remember one time and then I didn't want to be smart either. So I stopped doing my homework and I wanted to get C's on purpose. So one day I came home with my report card and I had C's and D's, and this is the first time I ever came home with grades that low. And my dad was not having that shit. He was not having that. When he saw my report card, y'all, I got whooped. So that is like an early story of me getting shade. Like straight up, me having haters. Like, it is what it is. So in this video, I want to discuss how having envious people in your life will literally take you off your path. Just how in 5th grade, for me, it took me off my path of good grades because I tried to transform myself into something that was acceptable and digestible to the people around me. I was a failure. I turned myself into a failure to be accepted and to not stand out. So, number one, you can tell that you have an envious person around you is, number one, if you feel it. We're gonna go straight to intuition, because if you feel something within, most likely you are right. So before we get into any reasons that I feel, you know, you may have an envious friend, you already know the reasons. You know that this person throws shade at you and passes it off as a joke. You know that this person doesn't invite you places when you invite them. You know this person doesn't support you or doesn't reach out when you feel like they should. Just certain things. It's just like, what's up with you? Or when you make a certain like milestone in your life, or you got a new job, or you got a raise, or you moved to a bigger house, or you got married. Like, if you're a woman, these are things that women be jealous of. Women be jealous of love. Like, if you're in a happy relationship, you'll be surprised. You'll be surprised how many friends fall off, either because they feel like you're not spending enough time with them, or you changed, or you only want to hang out with your man or whatever. It's like, girl. So then they start giving you weird energy. So number one, envious friend will take you off your path by making you feel like your good qualities are negatives. Okay. Montel said, this is the first live that I 100% resonate with so far. Facts. So they will make you feel like the good things about you are actually negative. Like how I mentioned how these people used to say, oh, you're so perfect. Why are you so perfect? Obviously, they weren't saying that as a compliment. They were demonizing it. So it made me want to do the opposite so I can fit in. So if someone is telling you, like, if someone is trying to demonize some of your positive traits, then this is a sign of envy. This is a sign of envy, right? For guys, it could be like, let's say you, for example, you know how to treat women well, right? Guys may call you a simp, or guys may call you overly sensitive, or that simp word. I mean, obviously I know what a simp is. It's a guy, it's like an equivalent to like a pick-me, a guy that will take any type of treatment just to have a woman. But sometimes guys will demonize a guy just simply respecting a woman and treating a woman right. Just because he's not dominating her or treating her like she's the scum on his shoe, they'll be called a simp, right? And guys are only saying that because they are jealous. They don't know how to speak to women. They don't know how to connect with women. They don't know how to keep a woman, okay? So don't listen to that stuff. With girls, if you like to dress up, if you like to go out with your hair done and your makeup, and your friends are always like, you always do too much. Who you trying to impress? You always doing too much. We ain't even dressed like that. Why you trying to outdress everyone? It's like, girl, are you that mad at my clothes? Like, what did my clothes do to you? What did my weave do to you? What did my makeup do to you? And you're making me feel like I'm standing out. You're making me feel like the positive things about me are negative. And that's not right. It's not right. Because if your own friends or your family members are making you uncomfortable, they're going to make you shrink yourself to exist around them, or they're going to just push you away. So let me read some of these comments. Okay. So Cash said, when I got with my boyfriend, his friends gave me weird energy and was talking ish about me so he can break up with me. Whoa, I know why though. They envied our relationship. Guys, yo, girls ain't the only ones that be jealous, yo. Guys be jealous of girls, okay? Montel said, I've personally got that mostly from girls than guys non-verbally. Really? Oh. So another thing that friends will do, envious people will do to take you off of your path, they will not support you when you are reaching milestones and when you're doing good, okay? So, and you know what? It's a weird thing, because it's like sometimes people will show support just to secure their position, like in your life, and be able to be invited to events and be able to like benefit off of your resources and just be around, but they won't actually add to it, right? They'll never add. They'll never patronize. They'll never actually support. They'll never repost. They'll just be there when you're celebrating, right? So the way this can take you off of your path is if you're not around people that celebrate you for your good qualities, celebrate you for how much you help others, how much you throw events and bring your family and bring your friends together, how much you're doing good. Like, if you don't have people around that are acknowledging that, you will forget who you are. You will forget who you are. You will think that what you're doing is cool, but it's just alright. You'll think that you're doing good, but you could be doing better. You'll never be satisfied with yourself because the people that you love the most, the people that you actually want to see what you're doing, because, like, girls, me and you, like, we're on the same team. If your own team is not lifting you up and making you feel like, at least appreciated or celebrated, you're going to forget who you are. You're going to forget. And you might, if you're the type of person where, like, now, of course, validation should always come from self, right? It should never come from, oh, are my friends supporting me? Is my family supporting me? Because you should already know that what you're doing is great and, stuff like that. But if people around you are going ghost, Casper the Ghost, every time you do something good, you're never going to feel good enough. So let's see. I seen a comment. Okay, Ashanti said, co-workers, how you deal with negative vibes, talking in code around you, but not saying it to your face. Well, I have an experience with that, but it was with my stylist, right? So when I would be in the shop and I would have like maybe 2 or 3 stylists in the same room as me, even though they worked in my salon, we were kind of like co-workers because we all worked in the same area, right? So I never heard it like in real life, in real time, but I had a shop owner who used to come back and tell me, like, my stylist used to talk about me and talk about how I'm not running it right and, stuff like that. But honestly, I never acknowledged it. And even if I found out that one of my stylists was talking about me or, like yippity yapping behind my back, I never brought it up. Like, I never fired a stylist for that. I kind of just like ignored it, And only reason why is because as long as they show up and do their job, I wasn't worried about it. Now, if you have a coworker that is jealous of you to the point where they will actually like throw you under the bus, or they will try to get you fired, then I suggest you get ahead of them and get them fired first. Because if you're coming at me, I'm gonna have to come at you. Because if it's me or you, I'm choosing me. So yeah, if it's harmless, if it's just people like talking about you, and it's like it doesn't affect your job or your money, and they don't have a close relationship with the boss or something, then don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Most likely, other people at the job are gonna look at them like a hater because they're the only one saying something negative about you. So just come in, be happy, be positive, keep on being yourself. Don't let anything that you find out about other people talking about you affect your mood, because if you start acting like how they want people to perceive you, then it's just gonna go downhill. So yes, still be yourself. Don't change. Do not change. Changing is the worst thing you can do. Once again, don't let them take you off your path. All right. So another thing that an envious friend will do, okay? An envious friend will downplay what you have going on. They will downplay it, or they will disagree with it as if they're some type of ultimate judge of character, right? So for example, if like you, mm, let's say you got in a relationship and to your bougie, quote unquote, fake bougie, sanctimonious, holier than thou friend, right? Sees you in a relationship, but let's say, for example, let's say y'all go, let's say y'all split bills, right? And your envious homegirl or your envious family member finds out y'all split bills. This person will be like, oh, I would never split bills with a man. Are you crazy? I would never do that. I'm too good. I would never do that. If they are acting all sanctimonious and holier than thou, that person is envious. They are envious. Anything negative that comes out someone's mouth, it shows what's within them. Because happy people ain't going around doing that. Do y'all know one do y'all know one happy person that's going around gossiping about people? That's going around saying, "Oh, you heard about so and so? You see her new boyfriend? You heard that you heard this? I would never." Happy people are just not doing that. They're not doing that. That's not something that comes to their mind, you know? So envious people will try to undermine what you have going on. They'll try to make it seem like I would never. And what they're doing is just projecting their own bitterness. Okay? So one time, right? So I had a friend. I had a friend that, okay, we were talking about first dates, right? And I forgot what I said. I think I told her, okay, so we were just talking about our relationships or something. So I forgot exactly what I said, but it was something along the lines of like, I got him like a birthday gift or I bought him something or something like that. So basically what I did was for my ex's birthday, I bought him a Gucci belt, right? So I told my friends, I think this is what I told them. I told them that I bought him a gift and I told them what it was. And my friend was like, oh my gosh. She was like, I would never get an expensive gift like that to no man or whatever. And I was just like, shit, I love him. There's like not much I can say, like, okay. And I kind of just let it slide because I'm like, I'm not gonna make a big deal out of it. But like later on in the night, as we were drinking more and talking more, having girl talk, it was 3 of us, by the way. She ended up saying that, yeah, when I go out, like, she was like, when I went out on a date, she said, when I go out on dates, I like to pay for the date so the guy can know that I don't need him and I got money. And I was like, so, and I didn't say none of this, mind y'all. I didn't say none of this because I just didn't. But later on, when I thought about this, I'm like, so you wouldn't, right? You would never buy a guy an expensive gift that you're in a relationship with, but you pay for a guy's meal on the first date to prove that you don't need him and that you got money? Y'all, listen. From that statement alone, what I got from it was, you just want to say something negative. You don't even have a true standpoint on this because that is so contradicting. There's no way that you can actually believe or have the ideology that you don't want to pay for things for men or support men financially, but you literally said you paid for the first date. So from that comment, I realized she said it for no reason. She just said it just because. She said it just because it was me. It was like word vomit. It had no real belief behind it. Like she didn't actually believe that. She just wanted to say, oh, I would never. So it's just like that whole fake sanctimonious act, y'all, I can't stand it. And somebody mentioned my hair. Let me see that real quick. Okay, Stacy Benz said, did you cut your locks? I did. I did. They are gone. Matter of fact, oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Yes, y'all. Here are my locks. Oh my gosh. They're gone. Yep, I cut them off probably like almost 2 weeks ago, and I miss them and I love them. So yeah. So sometimes people will just say anything, you know, they'll just say anything just to go against what you're doing, right? It's not because they actually believe it, it's just because they just want to go against it, right? So another thing, another example of the fake and phony sanctimonious act, right, is like one of my friends from elementary school. My locks are gone. I couldn't believe it either, y'all. I cried. The video's on my YouTube channel if y'all want to watch it. I cut them off on camera, so watch me cry. You know what I'm saying? I'm just playing, but no, I really did cry though. But yeah, the video's on my YouTube channel, and yeah, I love it. I love the video. It's just so, it's so transparent. It's so vulnerable. It's so me. It's so, you know. So I had a friend from elementary school, and we were friends up until high school, right? So this friend, it was a little bit weird because she always kind of like tried to play me in front of people, like every now and then, right? So I never really like truly knew where we stood because I would always get like a funny feeling about her. So one time we were at the strip club, and I was telling her about this guy that I was talking to. Now, I wasn't in a relationship at this time. She wasn't in a relationship. We were just, you know, chilling, you know, dating lightly, whatever. I don't know. And I showed her a guy that I was talking to. And she was like, girl. she was like, girl. She was like, you got to step your type up. Like, I would never talk to a guy like that. Like, you still talking to him? Like, you still talking to guys like that? And I remember I was thinking in my mind, like, bitch, do you got a nigga? You got a man that we don't know about? You doing this right? You doing this better than me? Like, and I'm not saying that what she said, like the actual message of it was wrong, but I'm like, if y'all were there and y'all seen how she said it to me and like how condescending it was like, girl, I don't look up to your love life either. So why are you talking to me like this? Like, it could have been in a way where it was like, girl, you still dating guys like that? No, girl, you're better than that. But she literally tried to make it seem like she was just so much better, right? Or she got the game down packed. She got the dating game down packed, and I'm still lost in the sauce. Like the way she said it, it was just so condescending, and it was just so like nasty. Like, I don't know. And then this same friend, me and this friend used to talk about plastic surgery together. So we used to talk about, you know, we can't wait till we get our little surgeries, our little lipo, you know, whatever. And we used to like look at videos together and like be obsessed with the videos. And we were supposed to like, I mean, in my eyes, we were supposed to like be like surgery sisters or, you know, support each other at least. And I ended up having the money to get the surgery before her. So, you know, I was scared that I wasn't gonna have the money no more. So I'm like, let me just go ahead and get the surgery before I lose this money. So, so I ended up getting the surgery and she didn't get it. And, you know, I used to still encourage her, like, you know, if you get it, then I'll help you recover, or, you know, I'll be there for you. I used to send her videos. I used to send her like a list of things to buy and stuff. And I used to like tell her about my experience. So, you know, she can be like, I don't know, maybe I thought she was scared. So I tried to like comfort her. But after I got my surgery, she used to act like completely uninterested. Like, she went from being as interested in it as I was to being like, oh, I don't need to do that. I'll just work out. I'll just work out and eat right. I'm like, okay. In my mind, I'm like, this girl ain't never worked out and ate right the whole time I've known her. But okay, girl. Okay, sis. So all of a sudden now you want to work out and eat right. Okay, cool. Okay, cool. You know, I don't know when you decided that you were just gonna become a fitness queen, but you know, whatever. Whatever. So one day I go on her Facebook, right? And I'm not like snooping or nothing. I'm just like scrolling down my timeline. And this girl posts stats of BBL surgery deaths, right? And I understand that this surgery can be very dangerous and people do die, right? But she's like, I would never get surgery. I feel like girls that get surgery don't love themselves, and those are the most insecure type of girls, and you know, they go against God. And I mean, y'all, she was going in. She was going in. Mind you, this is not something that she ever told me to my face. Like, she never like expressed any concern for me as a friend. She never like discouraged me. She never told me she wasn't okay with it. She went from being someone that wanted it to now she's so against it all of a sudden. Now she's holier than thou. And the funny thing is, she never started working out. She never started working out. She never stopped drinking. Long story short, what that taught me was, because in somewhere in your mind you decided that I was superior, right? Because you'll only try to knock people down that you feel beneath, right? If I never got the surgery, if you were never envious in any type of way, if you were never mad at me for getting the surgery, or maybe you were mad at how I look at my clothes now, I don't know, maybe you're mad at how much confidence it gave me, maybe you're mad at how people are responding to me. I don't know what it is. But for some reason, she felt like she had to pull me down off of my high horse and make me believe that I'm insecure, I don't love God, and what was it? Girls that get surgery are insecure, they don't love God, and they don't love themselves or something. And I'm just like, I could understand if you had this disposition before, but you didn't. It came out of nowhere. And you told me that you were going to start working out, and you never did. So what do you believe, sis? So if I was to listen to that, right? If I was to really internalize that, that would really make me feel some type of way about myself. It really would. That statement coming from someone that I've known for so long, and coming from someone that I actually like really, really loved and really did a lot for, that could have really broke me down. I mean, I'm not gonna lie, it did. I did cry in the privacy of my own home. But I only cried because I couldn't believe she was a hater. Like, like after, you know, reaching adulthood from 25 to 30, you end up outgrowing people. You end up like your relationships like really start to shift. So at that time, she was one of my only friends. So I was crying because I couldn't believe she was a hater. But it's the fact that she really tried to pull me off of my high horse to make me feel like something that I felt like was a positive. She tried to turn it into a negative, right? So, yeah. Another thing that I realize with envious people is this is a manipulation tactic that it can be very triggering if you lost friends, or if you fell out with people, or you lost relationships with people that you loved and someone that envies you knows about it. So when someone tries to hurt your feelings, they will attack the only thing that they feel like can affect you. If they already feel like you're superior to them and they feel like they're beneath you and they're going to try to pull you down, they can never say something like, oh, that's why you're broke, or that's why you're ugly, or that's why, you can't find love. They'll never say something like that because they know they can't compete with you in that way. They'll say, that's why no one likes you. That's why you ain't got no friends, right? Or if you're single, that's why you ain't got no man. They will weaponize people as their only and last resort to pull you down. The reason why it's so easy to weaponize people is because you can pretend like you have all the friends in the world. You can pretend like you're in a loving relationship. Having friends is not something like tangible. So it's not like you can say, girl, you don't even got no friends, because it's like you can't prove it, right? So that's why they can't say anything else about you that, is provable. So they love to say, that's why you ain't got no man. That's why no one likes you. That's why, that's why, that's why people don't like you. And they'll always, like Courtney said, and they be mad. I mean, but they man be making them miserable. Okay? Okay? Are you happy? Anyways. So they'll try to make you feel like you're alone, you're lonely, right? And it'd be like people that know that you had to separate yourself from a certain group of people or a certain company in order to elevate and level yourself up. If they know that you fell out with certain people or you had to cut people off, they will take that ultimately positive, right? Because it doesn't feel good to fall out with people that you love, or friends, long-term friends. But if they know about it, they will take something positive and turn it into a negative. First of all, the same people that told me you shouldn't associate with this girl and that girl because they're using you. You shouldn't associate with blah, blah, blah because they're clearly jealous. This is the same person that told me that's why you ain't got no friends and that's why no one likes you. Really? That's how you feel? Do you even believe that? You went from telling me to disassociate with people for my own good to telling me that's why you ain't got no friends the first time you was mad at me. The first time. Now I ain't got no friends? Okay. Got you. They'll also try to weaponize your relationship status, right? That's why you ain't got no man. First of all, is that a negative? Is that something bad? Like, why is that the deciding factor of status or happiness? How about, am I in a happy state of mind? Like, just because you have a man doesn't mean you're happy in the relationship or he's adding any value to your life. So basically, you're saying that you will settle for anything. You will settle for just having someone. You'll settle for having a man, not actually being happy in the relationship or gaining any value. Because the insult wasn't, oh, that's why you're in a miserable relationship, or that's why. No, you said that's why I ain't got no man. So that's your standard. That's your standard. You don't have to be happy. You don't have to be progressing in life. You don't have to be elevating. As long as you have a man, then that's fine with you. People who are jealous, people who are envious will throw this stone at you to make you feel like you being single is a negative. They will throw stones at you to make you feel like because you had to separate yourself from certain people along the way, they will turn this experience and this growth and evolution into a negative. Having jealous and envious people around you will really, really take you off your path. They will make you forget that there are actually loving, supportive people in this world. If you have to shrink yourself or dim your light to be able to exist around certain people around you, you are compromising your own greatness. There are people that would love your energy, love your sense of humor, love your presence, love your knowledge, love what you have to give and what you have to teach. It's just reacclimating yourself to different social groups. You know, sometimes it is hard to come out our comfort zone and find new groups of people to be friends with. You know, maybe we may join a dance studio or a yoga studio, or, you know, something that, you know, we resonate with. It can be hard because sometimes you go back to your childhood fears, like, oh my God, like the lunchroom fear, like, is anyone gonna like me? I don't know where to sit, you know? So I get it, but trust me, you know, when you get older and as an adult, it really does get easier, because in high school, everyone is trying to find groups to fit in with. But as an adult, I mean, it can be like that in some environments, but when you're in environments where everyone has a common interest, it's not like that. It's not like a competitive, cutthroat type of environment. So Montel said, I like that your videos have heart-to-heart moments even on lives. Thank you. Thank you. I mean, every time I tell myself, don't get too crazy on live, I always get kind of crazy because I'm just a little crazy. So yes, do not allow people not supporting you, not patronizing your business, not supporting or reposting your endeavors to make you believe that what you're doing is not big or not important. They see what you do. They see where you're going. They see your accomplishments. They see your new properties. They see your new house. They see your new relationship. They see you glowing up. They see you losing weight. They see your hair growing. They see your skin glowing. They see it. They see it. Don't think for a second that they don't see it. Just because they don't acknowledge it doesn't mean they don't see it. Right? And I'm not saying that just because they don't acknowledge it, they're a hater. But once again, listen to your intuition. Was this person around you when you was down? Was this person around you when you ain't have no boundaries? Was this person around when you were a little bit desperate for company because you just, you know, got out of a relationship, or you were at a down place in your life, so you were just hanging out with whoever? Like, were they just around you for that season? Can they not stand to see you level up? They just can't stand it. They can't exist around you anymore. You know? You can't let people's lack of support, lack of love, you know, make you think that what you're doing is not admirable. And it can't get you off track. You know? It can't get you off track. So, yes, you guys. Once again, I am wearing a 30-inch unit from GALAXI Girl, GALAXI Girl, GalaxyGirlHair.com. And if you want to get a unit and save a lot of money, because I got the discount code for the girlies, okay? At checkout, type in gimme 50 for $50 off any wig, okay? GIMME 50. Give me 50. Drop it, give me 50, girl. Drop it, give me 50. All right. I love the fit. Thank you. This is like my fall, my fall seasonal, you know, kind of like festive attire. So yeah, I had to like, everyone that was making me feel some type of way about myself, I had to separate. I had to. Because even though I was like an extreme people pleaser, even though I never really stood up for myself, Courtney said, how can you tell when your partner's a hater? I will get to that. I know too much about that. But yeah, I never stood up for myself. I never said anything. I used to be an extreme people pleaser. But certain people, it just felt like people were just around me for my resources, right? Now, if you're a person who is like resourceful in any way, for me, for example, I was always the only hairstylist of my group of friends. And I had access to a lot of hair. And especially after I started doing YouTube and I started getting sponsored, then I started getting free wigs, right? So at first, this was right during the time when I stopped taking appointments and I took a break from taking appointments because my clients were stressing me the hell out. I used to just invite my friends to be in my YouTube videos. And there were just a few friends that like used to literally clock my wigs, like clock them. And some girls I did more than others because they had like a social media following, or it was good for, you know, my brand and my subscribers loved them and stuff like that. So obviously I used to have certain contracts with like one or two of my friends, but the other ones, you know, that, you know, didn't really do nothing, like I would still have them on my channel. I would still do their hair from time to time, and I wouldn't charge them a penny, right? Now, I wasn't doing their hair every other week, but I did at least all my friends' hair at least 3 times for free. Free installs, free wigs, and that's the least. That's the least. It ranges from 3 times to 20 times. So from what, 2018 to 2021, I was doing nothing but doing my friends' hair for free and giving them free products. So what I did was I really created monsters, right? A lot of my, or not, you know, some of them will be clocking me. Some of them will be like, well, you don't do this for me, or you do so-and-so's hair more than you do my hair. And I used to be like, bitch, I did your hair and gave you free 4 wigs. Like, what do you want from me? Like, you never even offered to pay me a discount so I can keep you in my YouTube, you know, content rotation. You're just literally like feeling entitled. You want me to do this for you for free? Like, you don't think you have to like support at all? Like, or do you think that me having you on my channel, me showing your face on my channel is the support? Right? So it's just like, I was really creating monsters. And, you know, that was one of the biggest people pleasing lessons I ever learned. You do not gain respect by giving more. You do not gain respect by being nicer. Like, you gain respect by being a respectable person, but having boundaries. And I had no boundaries. Every time a friend got mad at me or jealous or like, you do so-and-so's hair more than you do my hair, I'll be like, well, you know, I'm gonna give you the next wig, you know, don't worry about it. And they would still hate me afterwards. It wouldn't even do anything. If I didn't do their hair for the next 6 months, they would be clocking me again. I literally had a friend that cut me off. That cut me off because I did her hair a few times on my channel, but she wanted her hair done again in 2 weeks for her birthday. So she said, can I schedule you for another install? And I tell her, well, it don't really work like that. Like, you can't schedule me for a free install. Like, like, girl, you can ask me, you know, you can ask, or you can, you know, say, you know, can I pay you something for you to do my hair again? But you can't schedule me for a free wig and a free, that's not how scheduling works. So I wasn't like offended, but I told her that's not how it works. You know, like if I'm inviting models on my channel, then I'm just gonna hit you up because I want you on my channel, or I want to collaborate with you because you have a following, or you know, you have some type of influence, or you're good on camera or something, or whatever. Like, but you can't book my time for free. Like, what do I look like? And after I told her that that's not how it works, she literally did not talk to me for like the next couple years. Like, we did not speak. White Japan said, "You look so pretty." Thank you. So yeah, like we did not speak, and I did not reach out to her either, because it's like, girl, what do I look like, the everlasting wigwell? Like, what do I look like to you people? So yeah, it's like, it was getting crazy. So okay, back to the question that somebody put in the chat. They said, how do you know if a romantic partner is jealous of you? Girl, I will tell you, okay? Number one, if you feel like you are supporting this person in their creative and career endeavors more than they offer, or are even remotely involved in helping and supporting you, they do not want to see you excel. They do not want to see you exceed beyond them, because it will hurt their pride and hurt their ego, especially if we're talking about Dusty, if we're talking about a man that doesn't make more money than you. He's not going to want to see you rise above him, because that messes with his ego. He doesn't want people outside of their relationship saying, oh, she's clearly the breadwinner, or she clearly wears the pants. Like, no guy wants to even think that people are thinking that. So to try to prevent that, they will keep you at a nice, comfortable position in the relationship, right? So you can be good, but you can't be great, because they're not trying to be great. So it's not like y'all are moving like this. Y'all are kind of moving like this. Yeah, he has to be like, oh, take her down, no, take her down, no, take her down. So it's basically like the male pride, you know? They don't want you to appear like you're the dominant one in the relationship, or you're paying the bills, or you're the breadwinner, or you're the one that wears the pants. Like, no, like the male ego is something that is very real. I underestimated the male ego. I didn't know how strong it was. I did not know how real it was until 30 years old. I realized that it is something that you really, really, really have to look out for. And all men have an ego, you know, so, you know, it's like, you know, it's whatever. But sometimes it is very destructive. So if a man doesn't really support you, you know, like he'll tell you, you know, I'm happy for you, baby, blah, blah, blah. But he'll never actually add value to you. He'll never invest in your dreams. He'll never like physically add things to you. He doesn't want you to grow too fast. He doesn't want to seem like he's beneath you in front of other people. It doesn't matter how much you exalt him. It doesn't matter how much you put him on a pedestal. It don't matter. It don't matter. If you're making more than a guy with low self-esteem, or that's insecure, or whatever, he's never gonna see you for your true value. Like, technically, money shouldn't even matter, right? If a man loves you, he should love you for who you are. But because, you know, sometimes male ego, you gotta crazy, and a man can, their self-esteem can be a little shaky and they have very fragile egos. You know, yeah, they will try to stop you. Like, they will try to stop you. So, a funny story, right? So, in one of my relationships, my ex's, whatever, he was an artist, right? And I never made music ever. So when we first got together, he was like, yeah, you know, I feel like you'll be a great artist. I want to help you make music. And I used to be like, no, I'm too shy now. So I never touched anything in the studio until like 2 years after we were together. for some reason, like one day I just got the courage, and I was watching him record so much that I kind of I learned that editing sounds and editing voices is the same as editing videos. And I edit videos all the time. I'm like a professional editor. So I'm like, I can do this. Like, I feel like I can really do this. So one day he went to work and I ended up recording my first song, and I feel like I did really good, right? Now, when he came home, I told him, like, you want to listen to my song? Like, I was so excited. I was so giddy. Like, I thought he was going to be like, baby, like, you wrote a song? Like, hell yeah, I want to hear it. Y'all, he was acting so nonchalant and so uninterested. It was like, I'm tired, I'll listen to it later. And I was like literally so disappointed. I was like, I almost can't believe this is happening. Like, if any one of my friends if any one of my friends wrote a song and produced a song, you know how happy I would be for them. And I've already done this before. Like, when one of my friends wrote her first song and she sent it to our group chat, I was literally boosting the crap out of her. I was like, fire emojis, going crazy. I was like, let's go. Like, I was like really boosting her. So I, thought that I would get the same type of support. He was so uninterested. He was like, I'll listen to it later. So the next day he came home. I was like, you want to listen to my song? And he was like, I'll listen to it later. Like, he was still acting so uninterested, guys. I couldn't believe it. The third day, because I wasn't going to keep bugging him. The third day, he came home from work, and I said, after we, talked for a little bit, I tried to, get him comfortable, and I was like, so, you want to listen to my song? And he finally listened to it, right? After he played it, he wasn't showing no excitement, no enthusiasm. He wasn't like, damn, like, I'm so proud of you. I can't believe you did this yourself. You produced it yourself. Did you write this? Like, he wasn't acting interested at all. He was just like, it sounds good. I was like, this nigga's a hater. So y'all won't understand this fully because, y'all weren't in my shoes. But because I felt like my ex looked at me as someone who intimidated his manhood and his dominance in the relationship, and because he was an artist himself, I felt like he thought that music was his thing. Like, okay, my girl is the content creator. She's the one with the followers. She's, the one with the blah, blah, blah. But I'm the artist, right? And even though he was encouraging me in the beginning of the relationship, once I actually did it, he was not happy with it, right? So long story short, okay, fast forward. One day, at this point, I already wrote and produced like 6 of my own songs, right? I'm going dumb. I'm going dumb. So one day he is like, he finally finds the motivation to learn how to master his music, right? So he's learning, he buys this program, this program, and he's mastering the music right in front of me, right? So I'm just chilling, whatever. We're in a relationship, so I'm just chilling. And so with mastering, it's basically you putting filters over your vocals. It's like a plugin, right? So he buys a set of plugins, puts it on one of his songs, and makes his song sound incredible, right? So I'm like, oh my God, that's amazing. I'm like, can you teach me how to do that so I can do it to my songs when you're at work? I'm gonna show y'all what he did, y'all. I can't make this up. Let's pretend this is his laptop, right? Right when I said that, right when I said, can you teach me how to do it? He was like, shut the laptop. Put the laptop up. He was like, I'm tired. I kid you not, I can't make this up. I cannot make this up. He was like, I'm tired. He was like, we can do it later. I'm like, I was like, you can't show me how to do it real quick? I'm like, it's just some plugins. I'm like, just show me how to upload the plugins to my tracks so I can do it, you know, to my songs. He's like, it took me years to learn this. Y'all, I couldn't believe it. I couldn't believe it. I was like, what? And mind you, so I'm sitting there, I'm still trying to be poised. I'm still trying to be, you know, I'm still trying to be emotionally controlled. I'm still trying to be feminine. I'm like sitting there and I'm just like looking at him, thinking of what to say. I'm like, because I couldn't believe what he just said. I've never, ever held my nuts on this guy one time. Every time he asked me to edit his videos, help him make content, every time he asked me to take pictures of him, help market him as an artist, every time, and mind you, he told me he didn't even want to be an artist. Every time he asked me to help him with branding and marketing and, you know, like everything that I'm good at, I never held my nuts on him once. I never said, oh, I've been doing this all my life. Like, it took me a long time to learn this stuff. Like, I never, ever did that to him. So while I'm sitting there trying to be poised, right? Because I literally realized that I'm looking my hater in the face. Mind you, this is like, maybe like, honestly, like 2 months before we broke up. This is when our relationship was really like going downhill. I looked at him and I said, why did you tell me that you've been doing this for a long time? Why did you have to say that? You know, I really wanted to get to the bottom of this. Why did you felt like you needed to say that? I know you've been doing this for a long time. He goes, I mean, I'm just saying, you know, I've been doing this for a long time. It takes years to learn this, you know, I'm just saying. I get quiet again because I'm like, how do I say what I need to say without sounding overbearing or dominant or like I'm trying to bully him or something, right? I'm like, because mind you, he had a very, very fragile ego. So I'm like, I never ever held my nuts on you one time. And he goes, what? Why'd you say that? I'm not holding my nuts on you. I'm not holding my nuts on you. And he tried to make it seem like I was trying to accuse him, right? So from that moment, I realized because he feels like he owns music, right? Because that's his identity that he's holding on to so tightly in the relationship. He's afraid that I'm going to put out music before him. He's afraid that I'm going to blow up as an artist before him. I'm like, we don't even brand ourselves together. It's not like we have a couples channel. Like, I'm me, you're you, you know what I'm saying? Like, if I put out a song, it's just literally for creative purposes. Like, I'm not trying to be on billboards. Like, y'all, I couldn't believe it. I couldn't believe it. Let me read these comments real quick. I couldn't believe it. Like, I couldn't believe he was trying to hold me back like that. Okay, White said, I remember watching your old videos and you never released your intro song. I wish you released it. I know, but that wasn't my song. That was my cousin Samantha's song. She has the voice of an angel, y'all. And we've been trying to like get her and her brother to put the song on iTunes, but they never did it. So he said, I heard stories that women who are in that situation saying the man should be doing taking over. Wait. I heard stories that women who are in that situation saying the man should be taking over. Wait, I can't. Okay, so do you mean that women feel like the man should be taking over? I don't get that question. I think like you're missing a word or something. But yeah, so I found out I was with a guy that literally did not want to see me do better than him. And that was so disappointing because I couldn't believe that he was using music as a way to feel like above me. Like, this is art we're talking about. It's not even money. Well, maybe he did see the potential. That's why he tried to stop me. But anyways, so long story short, I knew it wasn't, I knew that, that whole situation it wasn't right, because when we finally broke up, he was trying to be nice to me, and he was like, yeah, I'll master all your music for you. Just send me your music, I'll master it. And I was like, no, thank you. Because if you think that you're going to master my songs and then have rights over my music when I decide to put it out, yeah, think again. So, okay, it was women making more money than the man. Yes, it was called Love Song, because I be on my cry. Yeah, I'm on my selfish shit, because the niggas in their prime. I bet you're still working on it. Hey, I just want my shine. No wasting time on this love shit. I ain't got no time for no fucking love songs. Yeah, Samantha is the best. She is the GOAT, for real. She's the GOAT. Oh, I'm gonna get that song. I'm gonna get that song on iTunes one day. I am. I'm gonna make her do it. I'm just gonna go to her house and be like, I'm not leaving until you put that song on iTunes. So, okay, so Montel, you said women who are the breadwinners want the men to take control. I think that's what you said. I think that's what you said. Tell me if that's what you meant. I ain't got no time. No, period. That song is a hit, yo. I love that song. I always tell her how much I love that song. And I knew that was going to be my theme song, because the first time her brother played it, because my cousin Samantha, she's a singer and I think she's a producer too. But her brother is a super fire producer. And the first time he played that song for us, I cried. So women who are breadwinners, I'm just gonna get a little bit into this topic. I feel like they still want a primal type of man. They still want a man that's going to protect them, that still sees them as a little girl, that sees them as a precious little daisy. Just because a woman happens to make more money than a guy does not mean she doesn't want to get treated like a gentle little daisy. So if a guy looks at a woman as competition because she makes more money, that obviously takes her out of her feminine frame, and it has her in a more defensive masculine frame. Like, instead of thinking that she can just lean on her man for whatever, she'll always think in the back of her head, like, I gotta hide my money from this nigga, or I can't do this, or I can't do that, or he's gonna be hating on me, or he's gonna be try to down me, or he's gonna try to hold me back. Or, honestly, like, if a man is showing signs of competition in a relationship, don't trust your woman. I'm gonna tell you that right now. If you're showing signs of jealousy and envy in your own relationship to your woman just because she makes more money, stop trusting her. Because she already doesn't trust you. Like, if you force a woman in her masculine frame and you don't make her feel protected and loved as for the woman, and you know what I'm saying, if she feels like you don't see her as the gentle daisy that she is, then she is going to find ways to survive in the relationship. And she may still play the role and stuff, but she's going to slowly lose respect for you, because if she chooses a man, even though he makes less than her, that obviously means that she still sees potential in the relationship. So if you're showing her that not only are you making it known through your attitude that you're not happy with her making more than you, but you're showing her that you're bitter. You're showing her that she can't depend on you, and she can't rely on you, and she doesn't feel protected with you because you're her competition. So, yes, women that have money, more money than their men, they still want the man to treat them gentle. You know, they still want the man to treat them, like I said, a gentle little daisy. That's it. If you don't treat me like a gentle little daisy, I'm just gonna move on. I'm gonna move on, cause I'm definitely not going to try to prove, constantly prove myself to you and prove that I'm a woman and prove that I respect you and keep on proving that no, no. So jealousy in relationships, I mean, it can really be detrimental. Like after you already have fell in love with someone, if you're having to be on guard because you can tell this person don't want the best for you for real, or their generosity is very selective, or you're starting to realize that the man is penny pinching you, or whatever the case may be that changes the dynamic. It's just it's really hard to get out of situations like that once you already feel like you love him. you know Now you feel like you have to do more to try to prove your worth to him, and now you feel like you have to do more to get him to appreciate you and stuff like that, and that's just not cool. Like, that's not cool. It's very heartbreaking, and it makes women want to hide their finances, and they should. Women should hide their finance. They should never tell a man what they make, ever. They should never buy, and this is what my mom told me, and I didn't listen to her, and I paid the consequences. You should never buy men super expensive gifts in the beginning. You should never help a man pay his bills. Like, I'm not saying never, because all men are evil and jealous, but I'm saying that when you're in the dating phase, before you really get to know this man, what you're doing is you're setting the tone for how he sees you. If he sees you like a sugar mama that he has access to, most likely that's going to be the dynamic of the relationship. You're always going to be helping him. And yeah, it's just not cool. And most likely he's going to start competing with you. So, yes, you guys, I'm kind of tired. Someone told me that this was their first time in the live. Let me see who that was. Okay, Whitney Marie said, hello, first time here. Hey, Whitney. So Montel said, I've personally seen a positive presentation of a woman going to work and the man staying at home or being the house husband. Plus, I personally never cared if she did make more. I can understand that if the man is helping with the kids, but if he's just staying home, then I don't think I don't know about that at all. I think she's taking care of him. I think she's his mother. And I don't think that's a good dynamic at all. I really don't. I don't. I feel like if a woman accidentally places herself in a masculine frame, because women seem to think that the feminine frame is her being nurturing and stuff, and that's true, but that's like nurturing to children. If you're nurturing to a man that you're dating and then you end up taking care of him and y'all end up switching roles, now you're the one going to work and he's staying home for no reason, I don't think that's normal. I really don't. I mean, it's normal to someone, but I don't think that's normal. Now, if he's staying home because he works from home or he raises kids, that's different. But if he's just home just because, no. No, something's not right about that. That is classic desperation. Like, a woman should never be taking care of what? What are we talking about here? So yeah. Envious people, jealous people will take you off your path, and they will make you forget who you are. They will make you insecure. They will negatively affect your confidence and your self-esteem. They will make you think that you have to do more just for people to appreciate you or see you, when you don't have to please these people, okay? They will make you feel less of yourself because they're not inviting you places, they're not acknowledging you, they're acting like you don't exist. Only when they can benefit off of something, that's when they just pop up. Surprise! These people will make you feel like you're just not yourself. They will make you feel like you're not as powerful and not as influential and not as successful and amazing as you really are. All right? So I'm gonna go ahead and hop off this live, you guys. I'm about to go see my sister from another mister. She came from Jamaica and she's here for a couple days, so I definitely have to go to Gwinnett and see them before she leaves and before I leave, because I'm also going on a cruise on Sunday, and I'm literally so excited for that. I'm going to be going live on the cruise. I'm going to be vlogging. I'm going to be doing fashion hauls. I'm going to be showing y'all my food. Y'all, I'm so fat. I can't wait to eat. Oh my gosh. I'll be showing y'all my food. I'm going to be with my mom and my auntie and her husband and my other auntie. And it's going to be really, really fun. So thank you guys for tuning into this live, and don't let anyone's shade or, bitter comments, backhanded compliments, don't let anyone's negative energy take you off your path or turn you into someone that you are not. All right? It's not worth it. It's not worth it. They will lower your vibration and they will completely just deter you from your destiny. All right? You want happy, positive people around you that want to see you do just as good as you want to see them. All right? So yes, I'm so glad that I went live today too, because y'all, I was about to go to sleep. Like I wasn't about to do nothing, but something just made me just get up and be like, girl, just go live, because you're gonna have fun anyway. I always have fun when I go live, so I'm glad I did it. So if you're not subscribed to my channel already, make sure you go ahead and do that. Turn on your notifications, and I'll see y'all in the next live.